Listener question today on Radical Personal Finance. Ben writes in and says, "Hi, Joshua. After listening to your financial goals series and reviewing my notes from your career and income planning course," I would highly recommend the course, by the way. And that's Ben's comment, not Joshua's comment. But thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. One goal I have is to get access to and max out a mega backdoor Roth 401k, which I estimate will allow me to put an additional $40K in my Roth accounts per year. $69,000 max minus a $23,000 employer match. I currently have a job opportunity which will give me access to a mega backdoor Roth 401k, but the current offer is $30,000 lower in salary and stock per year, but $14,000 higher in potential bonuses. Currently, I think my options are to 1. Negotiate this offer up so the salary and stock matches my current salary. 2, stay at my current job and advocate for a change in our Safe Harbor 401k plan to add the Mega Backdoor Roth 401k options. Or 3, prepare for interviews at other companies to target a higher level and try to find another offer that allows remote work as well as a Mega Backdoor Roth 401k and higher compensation. None of these options are mutually exclusive, so I could pursue all 3 options. What would you advise me to consider in this situation? How would you approach this type of decision? Well, Ben, great question, and congratulations on having 3 great options. It's fantastic to have 3 good options, and I would agree with your analysis that none of these are mutually exclusive, and therefore you can and should pursue all 3 of those options. Negotiating a job offer up so that it matches your current opportunities is obviously something that you should try to do. And you are in a strong position when you're well employed, you have a good job, you make a good amount of money, and you've got another job offer that has a benefit that would be nice to have, but is a little bit lower than what you're looking to. You're in a great position to negotiate that and see if they can offer you a little bit more money. That is fantastic. Staying at your current job and advocating for a change in our Safe Harbor 401k plan to add the Mega Backdoor Roth 401k options is obviously something that would be great to do. It'd be wonderful to have it. And in general, it's probably something that would be fairly simple for your company's administrator to provide, especially if you're in a certain class of company. And it may be able to get done. It may not be a short-term thing, but just making a little noise about it might be helpful. Your boss wants to provide the best kind of plan that he can, and so anything that can be done, would be great. And then preparing for interviews at other companies to target a higher level and try to find another offer, absolutely, that's a good thing to do. What I would say is, I think in general, the idea of moving for one specific benefit, such as having access to a Mega Backdoor Roth 401k, seems a little thin to me. If you have a job that's a great job, but there's no access to a 401k, would you change from a great job where it's kind of a known good to a job that is an unknown quantity that might be good, might be bad, but has access to a 401k? I don't think I would do that, especially if they're similar in salary. I don't think that having access to the Mega Backdoor Roth 401k is that big of a benefit when compared to all of the other features of a job. The fact that this is important to you, the fact that this is next on your list, means that you are a relatively high income earner. To be able to put this money away means that you're a relatively high income earner. And once you get to being a relatively high income earner, then an extra $5,000 of compensation is less valuable than is having a great work environment, having a great boss, having a team that you just work well with, having a low-stress job, having a shorter commute, those kinds of things. And so if your current job is a pretty good fit overall, and if you're earning a pretty good income, then I think you should be looking, if you're going to go from a known quantity, which is good, then I think you should be looking for something that's substantially better. So I would definitely have the Mega Backdoor Roth 401k on your list as something that you would like to have. But I think your time is going to be most productively spent on figuring out what's that job that's kind of 2 steps up from what I'm doing right now, and what do I need to do to be prepared for that job, and then how can I interview for those kinds of jobs. To repeat the basic concept that I'm striving at, if you have a good position where you are now, and if you're adequately and well paid, you're comfortably paid, then it makes more sense to me to focus on a big jump rather than a little jump. So going to a job that is basically the same in salary and stock and bonuses or whatever it is, to me is not exciting, because you know the current company, and assuming that things are pretty good, you know that things are pretty good. The new job might sound great, but it's risky, because once you get there, you might find out that your coworkers are wackos, or the company doesn't like you in, a month of probation, and boom, you're gone. So I think it makes sense when things are good, when you have a good job and you're highly paid, I think it makes the most sense to focus on what's that thing I could do that's 2 levels up and over to another company. So that should be what you should be focusing on. So you said I should be prepared for interviews at other companies to target a higher level and try to find another offer that allows remote work as well as the Mega Backdoor Roth or 401k and higher compensation. Yes. But I would urge you that it's not just preparing for interviews, meaning it's not just about faking your way through some kind of interview that you could practice for. Should you practice for an interview? Absolutely. You should practice interview skills. Should you be looking for a job? Absolutely. But I think more than anything, you should be thinking about, am I qualified for the job, and can I demonstrate those qualifications? The only thing that makes me nervous here is when you say prepare for interviews, then it makes that sound like it's a gimmick. And preparing for interviews isn't necessarily a gimmick, but sometimes I hear this from people and they say, well, if I could just improve my interview skills, then I could get a better job. Okay, maybe. But if you had bad interview skills, but you had really, really great job skills, and you were highly qualified for that job that's 2 rungs above where you are right now, and a 30% increase in pay, then the interview skills would be less important. Certainly, you should practice the interview skills. But my question would be, what experience do you need? What credentials do you need? What knowledge do you need? What skills do you need? What connections do you need? What platform do you need for that job that is 2 steps up? For that job that's a 30 or 40% bump in pay and has a Mega Backdoor Roth IRA. Focus on developing yourself and your skills for that job, and then look for the Mega Backdoor Roth IRA as an add-on.